So you want a Carchar build? Okay, let's identify what we want the build to achieve. Carchar has the lowest combat weight out of all the apexes in the game, meaning we take more damage than them. Okay, so let's use speed subspecies. The extra speed will help us avoid their high damage and bone break attacks. Now onto the build. For our second head slot, we're going to go for lacerating bite. It's so much better than charged bite. Charged bite is so bad. It's putting a sign on your head and saying, hey, I'm about to bleed you, avoid it. Or, you know, bone break me when I come in. It's so bad, don't use it. Lacerating bite is the way to go. Onto our scents, we're going to use the shark-toothed lizard set. It really helps stack on bleed, which is going to be mainly how we're fighting. Now equip claws. They're not greatly useful, but you could do a bite claw combo, or maybe something gets stuck under you and you can only hit it with claws. We're going to be equipping resilient scales. The bleed and venom healing is super helpful for our speedy playstyle, and the speed hide isn't very good because it decreases our turn radius. Now charge. Oh my god, it's the best ability on Carchar. There's so many possibilities with charge. I'll show you some in this video. It's amazing. If you're not using it, you're throwing. Equip both stomps. They're kind of going to be your new tail attacks, because as you're about to see, we're not going to use tail attack. So if there's any Utahs or Laytons or whatever, just stomp on them. We're going to be using nimble tail. But Gunn, I can't PvP without tail attack. It's time to learn. This turning circle increase is so helpful. Big game specialist, if you ask me, it's kind of mid. You know, use it if you're fighting a Rex, but only if you know for sure you have a stam advantage. This is what the final build should look like. Remember, we are using speed subspecies. And it wouldn't be an nvGunn build video if I didn't 1v1 a PT Rex. But let me get one thing straight. Fighting Rexes is very different from how we should hunt mid-tiers and how we would fight other apexes. Fighting a PT Rex is mainly tail riding, whereas fighting other things is about 50-50 split with tail riding and bleeding. Now what you're about to see me do, yeah, right there, I charge to reposition. I was slightly too close to the head of the PT Rex, to the point where maybe he could have turned and bone broke me. And I took no chances. I just charged out there and started to tail ride again. And right now, this PT Rex is pretty lost. Like, he doesn't know how to turn around and get me. When he precise movements, I just move with him. If he runs, I let him run. Let them run and let them feel the bleed you're doing. Because even the normal bites do bleed. Just let him run. Let him feel all the bleed you've got on him while you just follow with your trot. Because trot speed on Carchar is faster than any apex in the game. Now he's charging in for a last ditch attempt. You see me absolutely destroy him. You know, break his ankles like crazy, and I'm just behind him again. Back tail riding, and he's dead. He's going to bleed out. Now, before you say, that PT Rex was garbage, I could have won that, fine. I'll 1v1 another one. No, I don't know why he crushing bit there, but I saw the opening after he did it, just ran in, took a bite, and now I'm behind him again. This right here is the exact reason we use nimble and the speed subspecies. The extra speed and the turning circle increase makes it a walk in the park to tail ride Rexes. I see a lot of people saying, tail riding is such a boring way to play. I don't really get it. Like, how would I fight this guy if I'm not tail riding him? I can't bleed his face, I can't bleed his side, I have to tail ride, otherwise I'm going to lose. Now you may be thinking, why did he just red herring? But this is such a big brain play. He gets the speed boost and just runs off to completely destroy the tail ride and to reposition. But now the build comes in. We don't have to go in for another tail ride, we can just let him bleed. He can sit there nodding at me. I don't know why he's nodding, because he's bleeding right now. But just let him. Let them bleed. I don't really know exactly how much bleed he has, so I go in for a lacerating bite just to keep that bleed piled high. This was probably a stupid play on my part, but I go in for another one and get bit right on the head. I now can't take another bite and it's time to fully let him bleed out. Confident that he's now one tap, I go in and finish the job. Guys, we need to talk. I love you guys, and I appreciate all the support. But this isn't okay. Look at my setup, man. Help a brother out. Subscribe, please. And now let's test the build against a Giga. I go for some Duke here. I mess it up. But I'm tail riding again. Now you may be wondering, if this playstyle is mainly tail riding, why didn't I pick the damage sense or the balance sense? Why would I sacrifice damage for more bleed? This fight is going to be a perfect example of it. This right here is a pretty good example of why we use Nimble. He goes for a bite, I dodge it easily, going for a bite of my own, and I can back out quick enough that he doesn't even hit me. And look, he's on my tail right now. Okay, take a bite or two and I'll just get behind you. Look at this, and now I'm behind him. I've cut to this mistake to show you what might happen. He hits me with a good bulldoze, then a bite, and then a tail attack. I'm now too low to fight. Too low to tail ride it even. So what I do is I take advantage of the fact we've stacked bleed on him, and I just walk off. I just let him bleed for so long. While letting the bleed do its thing, I find some nice trees to play around. I'm able to land a couple bites here due to our superior turning circle. Of course, at any point, a dino can just stop chasing you. But if they want to kill you, they obviously have to follow you. In this situation, I felt that Giga was ready to fight again. I hit him with an offensive charge, got behind him, and then landed the final bite. Now let's test the build against a Spino. I initially included this clip because I thought that Spino tail attack does more damage than like Rex and Gigas, but I just found out, no it doesn't, and that Carchar tail attack does half the damage of Rex's and Spinos, so that's just another reason to use Nimble. But I'll tell you what Spino does have, and that's something you need to be careful of while fighting Spinos, is it has crazy range on that bite. It makes tail riding and following in a circle quite difficult. But Spino precise movement is awful. If you get away from that bite, the tail riding is going to be smooth sailing. We're getting a little bit low, so it's time to let him bleed. We find another nice little tree and use it to start a tail ride. Now, as the Spino is visibly low, and I can see that I'm low, it's time to let the bleed do its thing. And just like last time, taken by surprise, hit him with an offensive charge, get behind them, and finish the job. That's all the clips I have for you guys today. But let me say something. I know in the comments I'm going to have Carchar players saying, I can kill a Rex with way more health left over than you, or whatever, with my build. I know you can, and I'm sure your build is better at killing apexes. But the reason I say speed is the best is because it can do it all. The whole point of this build isn't to kill apexes, it's to be able to kill everything. We can trot down mid tiers and we can also kill apexes. I hope you guys can see my viewpoint on that. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all next time.